There are three big retirement mistakes that we see a lot of retirees make. So in this video, I want to share those with you and let you know how to avoid them. Making these mistakes can lead to unnecessary worry about the success of your plan. But the good news is that you can avoid these and it doesn't have to take much extra work. Really, just being aware is the first step. Now, welcome back to the channel. If I haven't met you yet, then I'm Dave Zoller. I'm a co-owner of Streamline Financial, a firm in the Chicago area. And I put a link to the DIY retirement plan below if you're interested in creating your own plan without an advisor. So if interested, look for that. So as you start to plan for retirement, you're making a big transition from the saving stage to a withdrawal stage. And that alone is a big adjustment. Believe it or not, it can be hard to get used to starting to withdraw money from these accounts where you were just saving for the last 30 or 40 years. Anyways, here's the first big mistake that we see when retirees are setting up their withdrawal plans. They follow rule of thumb assumptions. The common one that you've heard of is the 4% rule. Now that can be a great way to really get started and get an idea of what's reasonable and sustainable and for how much you can withdraw, but it's not the best way to plan your withdrawal strategy if you're really serious about it. There's a couple reasons for this. One reason is that if you look at your retirement as one big nest egg and assume 4% is coming out, if there are a few bad market years right when you retire, the dollar amount that you were assuming you'd take out based on 4% could actually be, the percentage could actually be quite a bit higher. So the dollar amount stays the same, but if we have a market dip, that percentage that you're taking out is gonna increase. Now the 4% rule does say that it's supposed to account for market fluctuations, but we've actually seen retirees who are planning on retiring based on the 4% rule decide to work a few extra years during a bad market because of the worry that it brought. This is actually related to another mistake that I'm going to bring up soon. But those who prepare for retirement using a bucket approach or maybe assigning a purpose to each account, they were much more confident in their plan even during scary markets. One other quick assumption that we see is the order of withdrawals from accounts. The rule of thumb is usually take from your non-retirement accounts first and then start Social Security when you're not working anymore, whether you're under your full retirement age or not. And then the assumption is don't spend your IRA or your 401k money until you need to. Maybe that's when you need the money or when you get to the required minimum distribution age, which is 72 at this point. But when we run the withdrawal models for our private clients, we almost always see that following this order leads to paying higher taxes over the span of the rest of their life. It's not 100% of the time, but more often than not, it is. There are ways around paying more tax than you need to in retirement, and that's why the tax plan is such a key part when we're planning for our clients. So on to the second mistake that retirees make with their withdrawal plan, and it has to do with the point that I just made, and that's waiting too long to start withdrawals. Like I said, it's common for people to believe that they should use their non-retirement and Social Security before the pre-tax money like 401ks and IRAs. And I understand that. If you've got tax-deferred money, it seems to make sense. Why not keep it in the tax-deferred account so that you don't have to pay tax on it right now? The issue with that is that you could be setting yourself up for more taxes over the rest of your life. When we model this out for clients, depending on how much they have in IRAs or pre-tax monies, many of them are actually moving to higher tax brackets in their 70s because of the required minimum distribution. It doesn't seem right, but because the RMD amounts are going up as you get older, the amount people have to pay in withdrawal, so the amount they have to withdraw goes up and the amount they have to pay in taxes goes up, shooting them into higher tax brackets. It also affects their Medicare premiums because Medicare, how much you pay with Medicare premiums has to do with how much taxable income you have. So we've seen those go up as well. Now, what if you don't need the money from your IRAs because expenses are low? You could actually talk to your retirement planner about Roth conversions. That could be a good way to reduce future tax bills. There are really a lot of factors here when it comes to the retirement plan. If your advisor is only talking about investments with you and they're not looking at all these different scenarios and models and they don't specialize in retirement, feel free, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk with you. Now on to the last mistake we see retirees make when they're starting their withdrawal plan, and that's not planning for the unexpected withdrawals. Say that you're planning using a 4% withdrawal rule. What happens if the unexpected comes up, the unexpected expense, or worse, if there's a series of unexpected expenses over a couple years? That can really put a dent in the withdrawal plan. So the advice here is to think about earmarking a certain amount that's set aside from your withdrawal plan, and it's there for kind of like a retirement income insurance plan. plan. It's just there, it's conservative monies that's available if this unexpected comes up. You've got the withdrawal plan working, and then you've got this side fund. That's one way to think about it. One withdrawal strategy that actually has this kind of built in is the 3-bucket strategy, which could be worth looking at as you're starting to talk with financial professionals and see if it could make sense for you. I'll include a link to a video about that strategy if you want to check it out. So those were the 3 big retirement mistakes that we see retirees make. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you did, please click the like button so that others might be able to see the video too, and it can help them. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.